For centuries, gold has lured people into the mountains and jungles of Colombia. Now, two pioneers chase their greatest dream, risking everything to prove that Segovia still hides a treasure, a dream, a gamble, and maybe the find of a lifetime.
Like the real game, it's how many ounces. We know there is gold, there is artisanal miners, there is historical mine. The real game changer, it's how many ounces we have, and that's why we're drilling right now. And how do you do that? First, you go the closest to a big mine that already exists and they have good result. You try to get the extension of the mine, exactly what Quimbaya has done. And what you do after, you drill, you explore to prove at the standard level, QA/QC, your asset. What is there? What is on the ground? How many ounces do you have? Is that open, the structure? Can you build more ounces? And when you have that, neighbor to an asset in production, there is two things that can happen. You can bring your level of asset, it means resources and reserve at the level enough to start your own mine, or the neighbor, because he wants to increase his asset, because at the end it's a life of mine. If the guy is producing 200,000 ounces yearly, every year there is less ounces. He has to replace it by drilling, by exploring, or by buying the neighbor or the neighbors to make sure he can continue produce for a long time, long-term vision. So us, we're building a product that someone will need to become bigger and better. That's the key in that business.
In Quimbaya, it's very simple. We build the portfolio from 1,000 hectares to 6,000 hectares plus.
Hey Sebastian, what do you think about this conference? Zürich Swiss Mining Institute?
Swiss Mining Institute is around now since 2012. It's getting better every year. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
If you want to meet investors in Europe, it's a place to be.
Yeah, that was very good quality of people and very good energy. People are motivated, so...
Yeah, you can feel the vibe, right? We're in a bull market, everyone is financed, gold is up, silver is up. And interesting enough, mining becomes more and more popular, right? So I think also like reflecting on this year, right? When I joined the company or earlier this year, we weren't drilling yet. We had little money in the bank. Stock wasn't trading a lot. Now we got good volume, we have money in the bank, and operationally, I mean, thanks to Ricardo and his team, we cut the vein in Tahami South, both veins, actually. So I think they've done a fantastic job for the first 4,000, not even 4,000 meters they drilled. And they're able to demonstrate that we have not one, but two veins. So after that, we can do the definition drilling. And then obviously the biggest news of this year is the porphyry discovery, right? So now with the money we have, we can start drilling. I think we're in a fabulous situation, right?
Yeah, I think we just have to be strategic where we are. We have the portfolio, we have the team, we have the cash, we have the partners. Right now it's just to have a little luck from the result of the drilling, but also to be strategic in our next step, because we have all the elements to create very good value.
Yeah, I mean, it's step by step, right? Exploration is not a high-speed business, you're not producing news every day, right? So, but I think the way we're set up, early next year, drilling 2 assets with 4 rigs, I think there's going to be a lot of news next year.
No, and I think we are at the point in Quimbaya, we did the hardest part. It means you have to build a portfolio, you have to build a team, you have to raise money to survive or to grow or to give you the opportunity. Now all these steps are done. I think the next steps, it's drill, baby, drill, discover, modelize, visionize, like what we think we have. And the next step will really to bring strategic big partner, like a major or big funds that they really like mining and they want to see to finalize the project, like to go to the mine level or whatever. Yeah. So I think that's the next step for Quimbaya, but with the money that we have now, we build the vision. Yeah, I think it's our next step for the financial and stronger valuation.
Let's talk about the two veins we have been chasing. Our exploration program in Tahami South, right? So far in the first few holes that we drilled.
Every hole has mineralization and system, which is good, the fluids and everything. And we have kind of proved that the extension of the system is there. It's clear. And right now, the real question, it's like, where are the horseshoes and is that economical? But
the goal for the first drilling campaign was obviously to identify the veins,
yeah,
to understand if they're there.
Yeah. To confirm that we have the structure, we have the mineralization, and we have the potential strike.
Okay.
So that's done.
And this is the visualization of the drill campaign, and basically it confirms that both veins. So initially we were looking for Sandra K, well, at least what we believe is Sandra K for Aris.
Yeah.
Continuous, but there's actually another vein that they found. So we have a total of 2 veins identified on our property.
Yeah, for the moment, yeah.
So overall it was a very successful first drilling campaign.
It's an amazing drilling campaign. Yeah.
That's what matters. And the next step then is definition drilling to find a bit more the details.
When we will be more systematic on the drilling, we're gonna have spectacular hole. If I'm looking at the neighbor result, right? Spectacular hole, and also confirming also that the structure is there, the
continuity
and the fluids and everything. But some hole will be very high grade gold, some normal,
of course, yeah,
and everything. But if we do it systematically, like the result will show up. It's just a question of time.
Wonderful. Good news.
It was quite exciting, to be honest, because not only did we find the vein that we were looking for, we found 2 veins. So for me personally, it was a great success, I think, for everyone in management. It was we verified the thesis, right? Obviously we didn't hit the ore chute, which would have been very, very nice, but confirming 2 veins over one over 1.6 and the other over 2.2 kilometers was, yeah, as much as we could have wished for. So I was very happy. Gold, we're gonna also drill there. So going forward, the company is gonna continue to work on 2 exploration targets at the same time. On the one hand side, we're gonna continue drilling in Tahami South, trying to identify the ore chutes, and Tahami Center, where we're basically trying to prove the thesis that there is a larger mineral deposit close to surface. I don't think there's a lot of uncertainty at the moment. There's a very clear path forward. So the company is funded with over $12 million in the bank that allows us to keep exploring for at least a year and a half. We have 2 immediate drilling targets. We're working on the 3rd one. We know what we have, we know what it is. It's about defining this right now. And Tahami Center, the porphyry target, it's all about proving the thesis, but we have a great evidence on surface already. So there's not a lot of uncertainty. Right now, this is all about execution. We need to move forward, and yeah, we have an amazing team on the ground. I've just been on site again a few weeks ago, and that's the one thing where I sleep really, really well is the execution on the ground. We have 12 geologists working, so there's no uncertainty in regards of how we move forward. The only uncertainty you might have is, how the markets behave, how the markets react. But in terms of building a quality resource portfolio, I think we're in a very, very good position. The biggest change that happened in Quimbaya in 2026 was the discovery of the porphyry target. Why is it that? First of all, we weren't looking for a porphyry target, we were looking for high-grade veins. So it came as a surprise, but a very positive surprise, because porphyry targets are substantially larger in scale. They attract very different kind of investors. And we also believe that the center of the porphyry is pretty much in the center of our tenements. That's a very, very positive surprise. What changes is the approach going forward. We're not only drilling one asset in 2026, but we're going to drill two, which is Tahami South and Tahami Center. So from a management's point of view, we're de-risking the asset, or we're de-risking the company, because we have more places where we can look for gold or in silver and copper and molybdenum, the minerals. So there's more chances for success, which means there's less risk, but it also means more work. It's very nice to see that a good work leads to good results and that our thesis was confirmed. But once you reach that step, you automatically go to that point is, okay, what comes next, right? So you've proven your thesis, now you need to move forward, continue drilling, continue exploring. How do you improve the company to ultimately provide the upside for the shareholders, right? So as much as one success is appreciated, it also bears the obligation to continue to deliver. Moving forward, I think the porphyry target changes the narrative of the company. We're no longer chasing gold veins. We are now in elephant territory. We are aiming for a much, much bigger target, and that is our focus for 2026. That does not mean we're going to neglect the high-grade veins and do what we promised to do, but our focus will shift slightly towards a bigger exploration target.